All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me today. I think you've always said before, sometimes the games after the Christmas and New Year holiday can be a little bit tough because of the break, understandably so. So how do you think your team handled coming off the break as they prepare for Young Harris?
Well, I thought our practices were good. We had very competitive practices for I think 3 days, and then obviously the practice down there wasn't great, but you 6.5 hours getting off a bus, so it wasn't great there. And we just struggled. I mean, we struggled, I thought, on both ends of the floor. I don't know, part of coming back after Christmas is you worry about legs, and, you're not going to get them back into shape in 3 days, but you worry about saving their legs, and we tried to do that. But obviously we weren't very good on the offensive end, but I didn't think we were real good on the defensive end either. Even though they only scored 55 points against us, they only shot 40%. I just didn't think our defense was as good as it's been.
And I think one of the struggling parts was in the early going in the first quarter, down 7-0 with a couple minutes in, and then it's always kind of hard playing from behind. The team was resilient to tie it up at 7. But I guess just talk about not starting off the game the way you would like it to.
Well, yeah, I mean, and we got some good shots there early and just didn't make them. Had a breakdown on the first defensive possession and gave their shooter a 3. Supposed to tag her off her down screen, and we jumped to the ball and went ball side, and she just flared it out and gave her an open look. And I think they got one in transition off a turnover. So, it wasn't the best of starts, but we fought back. And even in the second half, we were down 10 at half, and we fought back and got it to 3 and did some good things. I thought a big play, we had a transition layup where we drove and missed it, and they turned it right back into a layup on the other end. That's kind of a 4-point swing, and that was kind of a big play where we had some momentum going our way off a run.
Absolutely. And like you said before, against Young Harris, even though they had a handful of 10-point leads, the game was still manageable to come back. A couple of times the team was able to cut the deficit to 3. So I guess talk a little bit about the resilience of the group and how they never gave up.
Well, I thought we played through some things because we really it's really frustrating when you can't put the ball in the hole. And I thought, we shot more 3-pointers probably in the fourth quarter, but it was by design to a certain extent, and we got some really good looks from the 3. But when you go 1 for 17 from the perimeter, and you're just struggling to score, I think that kind of feeds into your psyche on the defensive end. It shouldn't, but that's when you got to bow your neck and even be better defensively. And I thought, some frustration set in. I still thought we continued to play hard, but it's just tough when the ball's not going in the hole.
Absolutely. And I think another thing I noticed from the broadcast is that every time a post player touched the ball, whether it's Deja or Jill, they were always double-teamed or triple-teamed. And as you're running an inside-out offense, if you can't get a really good touch in the post, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I did think we got the ball in the post better this game, and we scored early, some in the post. As the game went on, they were obviously concentrating on that a little bit, but we still got some opportunities in the post. We just struggled to finish either inside or outside, and then when we got some open perimeter shots, couldn't knock those down either. So just got to figure out a way to get a few more easy baskets. Got to do a little bit better of a job executing. I thought we turned it over too many times in the first half. We only turned it over 6 times in the second half, and a couple of times I think the ball slipped out of T's hands off a defensive rebound one time, and then she was post feeding one time. It kind of slipped out of her hands too. So those were 2 of our turnovers. So I thought we did a better job of taking care of the ball in the second half, but just putting the ball in the hole.
I think we've touched on this before. Melanie Horner is one of your best scorers, but there have been times where she didn't get going as early as you would want it to. Is it a confidence thing, or do you think it's just trying to get in rhythm, putting your shots up, and eventually?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of that. Again, I think she needs to get a little more aggressive. Get to the offensive glass some. Attack the rim some, get to the free throw line. So I think part of it is a little more aggressiveness in her game and not settling for jumpers and trying to get some stuff around the rim. I know she got a transition basket where we got a steal and she pushed in transition and scored a layup. So I think those type of things will help her get going.
Absolutely. These next 2 games are winnable on this road trip between Flagler and Columbus State. So what is something that you can take from Young Harris as we move forward to this road trip?
Well, I just think we need to continue to execute a little bit better. We need to bring the defensive intensity every night. I think, the one thing they say is defense travels, and I think our defense will travel if we're doing the right things. I think focusing on the rebounding part of it, we were about even at halftime against them. I think they out-rebounded us by 7 or 8, and I think they were +8 for the year. So against these next two teams, we're going to have to do a good job on the glass. That's a must. They're both athletic teams. They've got some length, and particularly Columbus has got some size and strength around the post. So we're going to have to do a good job of rebounding with both these teams. And then I think taking care of the ball, they're both athletic teams. So we're going to have to take care of the ball.
And lastly for you, Coach, sometimes road trips like these help build the camaraderie of a team over this long road trip, leaving on Wednesday and coming back on late Saturday night. What can this road trip do as far as the camaraderie for the girls, especially off the court?
Well, that's the good thing, I think, in terms of team chemistry. The girls liking each other. We've got a team that likes each other, and they get along very well. So they enjoy the time on the road and spending time in the hotels and on the bus with them, and we get along well with the guys' team. So that's good, and I think anytime you get away, you can bond as a team. So I think that'll be a positive.
All right, Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you.